Welcome, welcome. So at your tables, again, introduce yourself. Tell everyone how long you've been in real estate. The person's been the longest is the team captain. Share something great that's happening this past week. So at your tables, introduce yourselves.
And if you've not grabbed a packet at the front of the room, go ahead and grab one of those. You'll need it today.
You will need a packet. Grab a packet.
Which one do you want? Which one do you
I do. I need $1 million. So no, mine. Yeah, right. Yeah, I'm fine. I was just calling the insurance company. I'm like, look, I think you guys So what you do? They need to come and pick the car up. I'm like, I don't know. I live wherever.
You do. Welcome, welcome. As you come in, make sure you grab a packet on the table.
So you do the crazy thing. So I have the rental car.
Okay, everybody at your table, share something great that happened to you last week. What is something great that happened to you last week?
Oh, thank you. I've been needed for about 20
Okay, let's come together. 3, 2, 1. Welcome you guys to our Summer Mastermind series. What is something good that's happened this past week? 4th of July week, what is something wonderful that happened this past week? I went to Key West.
Yeah.
Don't in July. Oops. No, it was fun. It was really hot. And there's chickens everywhere. So there you go. If you've been to Key West, there's chickens everywhere. Just let you know. So.
Was that your first time?
It was my second time, but I forgot about the chickens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Real chicken or people nice to get you?
Stephanie.
I got my first ever, after 6 years, out-of-state referral.
Very nice. I love that teamwork, right? Together everyone achieves more.
That's right.
Congratulations.
Love it.
Ayelas.
So I just got a phone call yesterday. I usually don't take phone calls that I don't know the names because it's like maybe it's spam or something. And I took that call and there was this nice lady over the phone said, "Oh my God, I saw all your reviews on Realtor.com, and I want you to come and visit my house."
Oh,
so
wow.
we have a listing appointment today at 3 o'clock.
Okay.
And it's people just collect reviews, be nice to your people, ask for their reviews, keep nagging them until they actually do that, and it pays 100-fold.
I love that. And
Awesome.
when you act with integrity, Ayala, you get those great reviews. So great
Yeah.
job.
Yeah.
I'm doing my best to make the connections
I know.
here.
I love
Yeah,
it.
I really
It's
am.
really
Working on
great.
it. I'm working hard.
It's amazing. I'm like, my brain's not there yet.
I know.
So keep on doing it. Who else?
What are we doing?
So last week was 4th of July week.
Yeah.
And you all shut your brains off.
Yeah.
So re-engage.
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
Turn 'em on.
Real estate's fun. So anything great happened this past week? Any fireworks? Anything like that?
Melissa,
I finally took a vacation.
good for you.
Congratulations. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Where'd you go?
Lovely. Lake Burton.
Lake Burton.
My best friends have a house there with boats and jet skis,
Oh,
and
heck yeah.
it's lovely. I lay on the dock
Love it. Love it.
with my laptop.
See, well, let me tell you, that sounds like a win-win. You got a vacation, and your clients were well.
She's here all day, ladies and gentlemen. She's here all day.
Okay.
Well, stuff.
Moving
Okay,
on.
let's jump into our masterminds. If you do not have a playbook, they're back at the back. Go grab a playbook. Today we are talking about the seminars. Who has hosted a real estate seminar? First-time home buyer, investor, any
I
kind
love
of
it. I
seminars.
see
Great,
Melissa,
great.
Dave, Michael, Phil.
You got that one.
I see some
This-
hands coming up.
This will help kind of hone in your skill set for seminars. So, Abraham Lincoln quoted by saying, there are 1,440 minutes in a day. How are you using them? And every real estate agent gets the same number of minutes. It's up to you how you choose to invest those minutes. On page 2, it gives some really incredible paragraphs to just launch into our seminars conversation. In a shift, conversion rates go down, which means you need to fill your lead funnel with more leads in the same amount of time spent for lead generation before. The market shifted. Period. Before the market, the period should be there. Seminars provide a scalable way to feed the top of the lead funnel, touch your sphere, and establish yourself as the lead market leader in your niche that you select. And then running seminars at a high level allows you to position yourself as a resource every buyer, seller, buyer, investor needs, and and build your reputation as a knowledgeable and trusted advisor. By consistently providing high quality content that solves the most common problems and answers the most common questions, that with clear, concise solutions, you become the go-to agent in your market to gain a competitive advantage. So seminars is a great way to get a lot of leads at once. Similar to the way kind of open houses function in that same capacity. In one open house, you can have many people come to it. Seminars can be that exact same thing. So today we're going to talk around what seminars are, how to host them, 7 different steps to maximize your seminars. And on page 3, why seminars? They're scalable. Seminars are an opportunity to capture leads at scale. And then also you have brand awareness. So brand awareness, you can use your social media, post ads, text message invitations. We'll talk about all those different avenues to build your brand and make you the knowledgeable person out there. Again, very few agents utilize this as a lead generation strategy. However, being in front of a group of people presenting actually it instantly provides authority in what you're saying. So if you have a room full of 20 people listening to you provide information on how to be a great investor, you instantly get the credibility as the realtor that to go to for investors, okay? So blast it on social media, showing the fact that you're out there doing this will actually help build your brand very quickly. And then at the bottom, we talked about kind of building that lead funnel. Top of the funnel, motivated leads. Those hot ones are attendees that are ready, willing, and able to transact in the next 90 days. Nurture 90 days to a year, and then watch the folks out of curiosity just coming by, just to maybe kick some tires. Who knows? Keep those in your sphere. So, cool deal. Okay, so at your table, I want you to ask a question. Question is, if you were to do a seminar this quarter, what seminar would you put on for your people? So at your table, what seminar would you put on for your table this quarter? Okay, so just keep that seed of an idea, and again, we're going to work on that today and help refine kind of that idea. So a few things first, though. Who's had a closing the past week? Oh,
get ready to die.
Please. I yell at you.
Do it.
Who else?
Back in the room. Yep. Ooh. Living dangerously. Shannon, get ready to die.
What's that arm?
Oh boy. Oh boy.
Okay, good job. Any other closings? Wonderful.
That you'll admit.
Yeah. Welcome to the family.
Yes, so just a big welcome. Do me a favor, if this is your first team meeting or one of your first team meetings, go ahead and stand up. Let's see our new family members. Welcome. Second count. So y'all please be sure to introduce yourselves. I'm sorry, tell us your names.
Cameron Smith.
Cameron Smith.
Nikki Miller.
Nikki Miller. Y'all make them feel welcome, all right? Bring them into the family. We're so excited to have you. We're so excited to be growing our First Atlanta family. So a big shout out and welcome to everyone that has joined us.
Woohoo! Welcome. And hats off to some cappers. Lots of cappers up here. Anybody who's not been capped in the room? Anybody not been capped in the room?
No, I've already been. Is Stephanie, can you put that hat on lately?
Okay.
I know.
Cap. Okay. So those are cappers.
Come on down, Stephanie.
Yes, you got. Yeah. Get up here, Stephanie.
Y'all give it up for Stephanie DeJarnay. Yes.
Coming up.
Why are some highlighted? Some
There's our newest additions to
Those
the
are the
capper
extras.
list. It's our newest additions to the capper list. So go ahead and grab yourself a cap.
Grab a cap.
Well, John Mark takes a very flattering
And they are
photo.
always
Yes.
flattering.
Oh,
The
yeah.
lighting is
Am I the only
amazing.
one?
Yeah.
You are very
For
special.
now, yeah.
Yes.
Taco Tuesday, yeah.
Taco
Ooh,
Tuesday.
I like
love
it. Ooh, I like it.
Okay. And 3, 2. We're gonna go this way. 3, 2, 1. Okay, cool. Awesome. Cool.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Y'all give it up for Stephanie.
Congratulations. Good job. Great partners.
And a huge shout out. So again, we get to bring in amazing partners to our family because you help us make those connections. So John Mark and I are invested in helping you build your wealth, build your downline. And we want to give a shout out to Adam Sunshine, Riley Barnett, Charlie Gonzalez, Rita Johnson, Paula Kellum, and Ayala Gilad. Y'all, thank you so much for helping to grow our family and to grow your wealth.
Good job, guys.
Birthday! So Patricia's birthday was yesterday. See you, Lean. It's a happy birthday if you're watching today. And then coming up, we've got Gino, Lamisha, Paula, Duina, Kiana, Joshine, Ben, Katie, Kevin, and Samantha. Happy birthday, y'all.
Happy birthday! Woo. And then we got some numbers.
Will you tell us about this, Sean Mark?
So the month of inventory is ticked up. Look at that,
Wow.
2.5. It's even ticked up the past couple weeks. If you remember, about 4 weeks ago, it was at 2.
I think we started at 1.9.
Yep.
We ticked up a little to about 2.1, and now we're looking at 2.5 months of inventory.
So 9 days on market is the median. Average sale price $425. Closed with sales price.
Ooh, I love that one. Sales price is greater than the
Greater than
original
the
list
original
price.
list price,
So now
yeah.
we're talking about potentially multiple offers and going over list price.
That's great. 55.54%. 22.53% closed with a list price reduction, that's down, isn't it, Michael?
Yeah, it was like 44-ish%. It was 42 maybe. That's awesome. Y'all are talking and understanding
You're pricing
pricing.
it correctly. Congratulations. 44 days on market. Without a price reduction. If you have a price reduction, it's 44 days on market, and then 8 days on market if you don't. So, Market Matters is coming up the last Wednesday of the month. Register. There's some incredible numbers that have just come out that showing an encouraging market. So make sure you register for that. We'll have the link up. Is Stephen? Yeah. It's on links on there. So
We're going to see it later in our slides today.
Yep.
I've just listened to an hour with Brian Buffini yesterday. He does like a mid-year, like what he sees is gonna come up. And he interviewed this phenomenal person I've never heard of, Dave Stevens, and they were talking about The Economist, what The Economist says compared to what the media says, and that 2024 and 2025 are gonna be going all the way down to 4% interest rate, just because of the way that the market is going, and that all the sellers that had been very reluctant to sell until now because they didn't really want to relinquish their 2.53% rate, once it's gonna go down that point, they're gonna be willing to do that because they don't care, they really need to move. And they just didn't wanna do that because of that interest rate. Now, the interest is gonna go down, you're gonna have more interest, more inventory.
I would love that.
I like that prediction.
I like that
Right?
prediction. So
Yeah.
let's keep on with that one. So
I'm listening to
everyone
Brian
heard
Buffini.
it, and everyone needs to hold IL to that. If
Yes.
it doesn't happen, come at her. Come at her. So again, register for Market Matters. We'll go over some of those numbers in depth to kind of show you what IL is talking about long term. So okay, let's jump back in. So page 5 of page 4 of our packet.
So I have a question about the book. Can we get it online? Because some of the, I think we.
Yeah, it'll be posted in our Facebook page, Mission Control. Yeah, it should be there now. If not, it'll be right after this. So, okay, so here are the 7 steps we're going through. We're going to choose our seminar. We're going to plan the event. We're going to invite people. We're going to promote the event. We're going to host the seminar. We're going to follow up, and then prospect and market between events. So the very first question is choosing your seminar. Remember what Gary and Jay say. This box, highlight this box, post this box. The words in this box are incredible. So there are 2 ways to get people's attention. Tell them something they did not know, or tell them something that they already know, but in an unexpected way. That's marketing. That's marketing. That's marketing. That's what you should be doing every day. So 2 things. Tell them something they do not know. Tell them something they already know, but in an unexpected way. And there are two ways to sell something. Either solve a problem for someone or present an opportunity to someone. This is all you do in sales. Okay? So that box right there is just boils everything we do down into basically two categories. So at the bottom, it says, what would be the smartest, most effective, and efficient lead pool to focus on in your current market? Which group of people can you relate to and ideally work with? Do Do you want sellers, buyers, investors, first-time home buyers, retirees, military personnel, vacation buyers, divorcees, newlyweds? There is literally no end to the type of leads that you generate. Okay, so we asked you before at your table, what type of seminar would you want to put on? This question is slightly different, so listen to it. Who do you feel like in this market is most prone to buy or sell? So at your tables, discuss what group do you feel like would be most prone to buy or sell in the current market? Okay, let's come back together. 3, 2, 1. Okay, so as you guys are identifying further, okay, this is the type of seminar we would want to do, right? Making sure that the type of seminar you want to do actually is it matches kind of where the market is as well. You know, so on page 6, it gives different ideas as to what types of seminars you can do. The first one that a lot of us grow to is your first-time home buyer seminar. Your audience are going to be buyers. Renters are those living with family friends who are new to the home buying process. How many of you all have done a first-time home buyer seminar? Okay, that's typically one that most agents kind of do. So, next one is home seller workshops. Your audience is sellers, current homeowners who may desire to sell their homes. Next one are mortgage hacks. Buyers and sellers, buyers and current homeowners looking for a fiduciary to help them achieve their real estate goals and pay less over the life of the loan. Next is an investor workshop. Investors, current and potential real estate investors looking to grow their portfolio or improve their hold and flip strategies. And the next one is real estate planning. Sellers, older adults who need to right size, and beneficiaries of older adults who have recently passed. Okay, so look at all those and put a star by the one that you connect with the most. Which of those do you connect with the most? Put a star by that one. Which one do you connect with?
Home sellers all day long.
Your home sellers?
All day long.
Home seller seminar?
Let me tell you, if you have not yet done a home sellers seminar, I would just ask why. Because chances are there's a fear behind there. What do I say? How do I not give everything away? Right? How do I actually get sellers from this? Let me tell you, one of the best ways to get your brand out there, remembering that we learned in this packet, you get at least 7 brand touches, right? So if you have not done a home sellers seminar for your neighborhood, for your friends and family, or for really anyone you could come into contact with, I would just ask why not? Because that's a missed opportunity right there.
Home sellers, I would do an investors workshop. That one kind of speaks to me. I know a lot about investors, and one of the best ways a buyer buys a house once, right? But you can teach them and coach them into building their wealth through investment properties. That should be part of your post-close touches. That's, hey, have you thought about building your wealth through investment properties and hosting an investment seminar? So, cool. Okay, there are many other seminars you can do, but these are the main ones that Keller Williams has kind of researched and said, hey, these are the ones that are working right now and the ones that are getting most traction. So step 2, plan the seminar. So there are only 2 ways you can do a seminar. You can either do it in person or you can do it virtually, okay? In person or virtually. And thanks to thanks to the COVID, because the COVID now has primed us to be okay with virtual seminars. You can actually have a huge reach in the virtual side. So it gives you kind of the pros and cons of both virtual versus in person. It's also a preference as to how you want to connect to your people. has anybody ever hosted a virtual seminar? Okay. What are some challenges with the virtual seminars?
Anyone who are RSVP might not come on it.
Yeah.
but
Yep.
You won't pay anything.
Yep. Yeah, Michael.
They may be multitasking or like have divided attention, so they may not fully be engaged with the content.
Yeah. Yeah, from a presenter's perspective, the energy that you have to bring at a virtual event is double what you'd have to bring in an in-person event. So understand that. Whatever energy level you think is okay, double that, because that's what you have to bring to a virtual event. When I first started here, I was having to do team meetings on via Zoom. Y'all remember that?
Yeah.
And if anybody was in the office while I was doing that, I was basically screaming in the room to like bring enough energy to shepherd everyone into the team meeting. So understand the virtual event, it takes a double amount of energy. You're gonna say something?
The other thing too is there's the joy of technology, right? Has anybody ever been on a call or done anything and technology goes awry?
Yes.
Absolutely. So one of the things that we would suggest is if you're going to look at doing virtual events, find out who is sort of your sidekick, meaning who is going to be your tech person, who's going to be in the waiting room, who's going to be muting people as they, of course, unmute themselves and do funny things. So just know that you can have a lot of success virtually. I mean, at this point, you can have 1,000 people, right, on
Yeah.
Zoom or on one of the platforms, and make sure that you have tech support, someone who's comfortable with it, so that you can focus on presenting and giving your best energy.
Yep. In person, also, this room is available. If you want to use this room for the weekends, just talk to me or Cara. You can reserve this room to host a seminar in here.
Do y'all know that? There's no cost to you.
Yeah. So
Just gonna let that one sink in.
there you go. Okay, page 8, best practices for hosting virtually and hosting in person. I'm not going to read those off, but there's just pros and cons to both. Figure out how you want to touch your people and how you want what your scope of people to reach might be. If it's a very entry level conversation, I would say maybe a virtual event. But if it is something that may be more interactive, maybe we need to talk about your mortgage afterwards, maybe do like an in-person event. But pros and cons for there. Next, on 9 is setting the budget, plan ahead, find your venue. If it's in person, you may need to have an upgraded Zoom account if it's virtual, because your basic Zoom accounts, they turn off at like 40 minutes.
40 minutes and you can have a max
You
number
can
of
either
people in
talk
there.
really fast or upgrade your account. Snacks and drinks, and then door prizes and giveaways. Always have some sort of door prize or giveaway at your events. It just helps entice people to come. At the bottom, on average, an in-person event costs anywhere from $50 to $1,000 based on any of the factors above, while a virtual seminar costs anywhere between $50 and $150. Partnering with a vendor will allow you to split or cover some of the costs associated with hosting a seminar, as long as the vendor is mutually interested in what you're covering, okay? Do not tap into your mortgage partner if you're hosting a seller seminar. Or just make sure it's a good marriage between whatever event you're covering. And then establish event cadence of seminars. I'm on page 10. Seminars are going to be the top 3 lead sources of your business. You need to consider how often you will host them, quarterly, monthly, or weekly. We've talked about this before. Think of your lead generation strategies like a wedding cake. Okay, your base is always your sphere. It's always your contacts. It's always your 36 touch. Your next level after that, what is some sort of proactive way that you're going to be reaching out to people? For sub owners, expireds, open houses, and then you add another tier after that. Okay, once this tier is mastered, but you mastered one tier at a time as you add. So if one of your top 3 tiers is seminars, what's your frequency in which you're going to be doing seminars? Okay, if you like open houses, I would almost push that seminars you might be in that same vein. And also personality profile wise, if you have that high I or even a C personality, you're going to like seminars probably for a lead generation strategy. You going to say something? Okay.
No, I think that's
Cool.
right on point.
Next page, page 11. This is kind of a breakdown as to how you would structure a seminar. You have your introduction. If you have a guest introduction, present the problem to be solved or the opportunity available. Tell them how you're going to solve the problem or give them the opportunity and call to action, ahas, and questions.
John Mark, I'm gonna stop us right here.
Please don't.
because the energy changes a little bit. Because sometimes we see this agenda and we can get overwhelmed.
Yep.
And we think, oh gosh, now I need to create a presentation. How do I do that? Oh God, do me a favor, don't overthink it, right? This can be very, very simple, and a lot of times you don't actually need a presentation. So you can get with your sponsors, your partners, and they might have collateral, things to hand out. Michael, what were you gonna say?
Also, we have phenomenal leverage through Keller Inc., INK. If you go on there, they are, like, for the first-time home buyers, there's a book, and they have all of the materials already prepared that you can download and just put in your information. And they have it for, I think, every book on Keller Inc., so a lot
Yes.
of them are already pre-made for you.
Exactly. So if you're going to do an investor seminar, well, there's the Millionaire Real Estate Investor. And you can actually take your content from the book. So you can take a lot of that information and just take it straight from the book, and that'll make it a lot easier. I'm so glad that you said that.
So if you click on books, click on MRE, the Millionaire Real Estate, and you scroll down, the investor presentation works, all that stuff's already prepared for you, so you don't have to create it. You just download it and plug your stuff in. But a lot of the presentations, if you're looking to do a presentation, and you're just not sure where the materials are, reach out to Cara and I, because we probably know where what you're looking for might be.
And make sure you practice, all right? Do me a favor, don't practice on your clients at the seminar. Practice it ahead of time. And then that way you can anticipate if there are going to be any issues or if there's any places in the presentation that you might fumble over, so you can practice that even more.
There it is. Okay, bottom of page 12, Kellerman's resources, like we were just talking about, first-time homebuyer workshop. Use the Your First Home slides, marketing toolkit, and guides in both English and Spanish from KW Connect, or use the updated Your First Home book. Home seller workshops. Watch Sue Adler share her techniques for a listing seminar at CEO Mastermind 2022 on KW Connect, and use the planning guides from the KW course. No Ceilings, Level Up, Lead Generation, virtual events. Mortgage hacks. Get your copy of the Mortgage Hacks Playbook. We're actually going to be going over that in the next couple weeks. You'll have that playbook, so if you want to host that event, we'll be going over that. Investors, just showed you on Keller Inc. where you can pull that up, and then real estate planning. Take secure listings with the wealthy from maps and adapt the knowledge into a slide deck of your own for older adults who need a real estate expert or your estate planning team. Hey Jake, how are you?
Good.
How's your day going? Cool. Me too. Just want to check. Is that something you could help agents with the real estate? If they want to do a real estate planning seminar, is that something you could help them with?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. Cool.
We can talk about give you kind of a clip notes on the tax situations to talk about, but within that would be enough information to convey what up with people see.
Okay. Cool.
Can
Didn't
you
mean to put you on the
introduce
spot.
Jake to us?
This is Jake, everybody. Jake.
Hi, Jake.
I forget the name.
Jake from State Farm.
Jake
Fox. The name of your organization, I forgot the name of your organization. This is like a really
It's tough
quick
for a lot of realtors too. It's called Know Your Numbers.
Oh.
That's the name of the
Yes,
organization.
exactly.
Yeah, we just help realtors be financially fit, understand your business financials, and be as profitable as you can be.
Yep.
Yeah.
I
So
love
there you
it.
go. So if you want to do that, tap into Jake. Jake might be able to help you put that together.
I
Yeah.
just wanna add that Jake is helping me get my life together.
Ooh, I love it. Now that is a testimony if I have ever heard one.
Absolutely.
I want to say one thing about the sponsors and partners in here. I think you will say thank you for this. So here's the thing, y'all. Your seminars, your events, right? They do cost money for the most part. And understand that when you look to a partner or a sponsor, you want to make sure that it's a win-win. So if there is a partner or a vendor or a sponsor that you have not worked with, understand that the ask has to be within reason, and there has to be a goal of working together, right? So we're not going to our partner saying, hey, I need $2,000 for a seminar, can you help? They're like, hi, my name is Kenzie Flez, so nice to meet you, I work with Supreme Lending, right? So understand that we want to find partners that we can support, that support us, where our personalities go together, right? And all the things sort of click. And you're really fortunate because, hi, raise your hand in this room if you are a potential partner. Lenders, closing attorneys, please raise your hand. Thank you, Melissa.
Potential for me.
Yes. Everybody look around. If you do not have a great partner, hi, shame on you because you've got a ton of them in this room. So make sure you get in communication with them and figure out how you can work together.
Love it. Good deal. Okay, at your tables, again, we talked about what kind of seminar you'd like to do. We talked about the group that maybe you'd like to do it with. Now that you have the information on here, some of the ones that Combs recommends, at your table, discuss from page 12, which one of those do you really feel like you could buy into and launch this next quarter?
Still like with the first time homebuyers. But I like to bring in the
Okay. 3, 2, 1. Good job. Okay, let's welcome up our sponsors for today. And the first we have is not
Big
Davika,
Michael and
but we have
Gray.
Michael
Come on
Gray.
down, ladies.
Come on, ladies.
Thank you.
Good morning. How are you guys?
Morning.
Your partner here, who is here all the time, is Davika. She is still enjoying her maternity leave. She should be back soon, though. But I'm Lynn Sparks. I'm one of the partners with McMichael and Gray, and I've been doing this for 35 years. So, don't date me. What I did want to basically, we have a class actually after this, and we're going to talk about the seller disclosures. And you're thinking to yourself, there's not a lot you can talk about seller disclosures, right? Well, there kind of is. And when I do a class, I specifically take the form and show you how do you look at it from the buyer side and how do you look at it from the seller side. Because as you know, the GAR contracts are kind of sort of balanced between, the parties. But there are things that you have to know if you do a lot of buyers, because there are things in there, there's a bunch of nuggets you can kind of pull from there, right, to determine whether the property's really right for these people or not. Same thing with the seller. There's some things in there that they may not disclose, because, sellers do lie sometimes about stuff. And you kind of want to sort of push them on it. And it's one of those forms, too, that you don't want to fill out for them. And so those are the things we're going to talk about. But how do you get to a closing table? You're talking about buyer seminars and things like that. One of the ways, the most crucial ways that you can get to the table is being a good agent and having a good lender, right? Because that is your team that comes to bring all the stuff together to get it to us in order for us to close. But what happens if you've got somebody who doesn't fit in the mold, right? They only have so much money to put down. What do you have to do? You have to look at options. And one of the things that you may not be thinking about, with rates being high, we talked about you've got people who are going to, from the economic standpoint that you had this from, the one lady who listened to the Buffini class, right? So you've got from the standpoint 2024 in your sights, but what do you do about 2023? You may have investors who don't want to put all the money in because they're going to need to do repairs. Look for FHA loans. Buyers have FHA loans. Those loans are assumable. You may not know it, but they are. Now, here's the trick. If you got a listing, ask your seller, and would they be interested in participating in a loan assumption? On the seller side, they basically don't have to worry because the new buyer has to qualify. And once they qualify, then they're released. So they could sell the property. You talk about the days on market, talk about going pretty quickly, right? You got a really low interest rate, somebody who may be a first-time home buyer. We talked about the fact that first-time home buyers are rampant right now. And sometimes they're paying that rate, but what if they can't, but they got some cash? They've been saving, the old phrase is, they've been in mom and dad's basement for forever, but they've been saving and they want to put down money, but they don't really want to pay that high interest rate. FHA is a great thing, right? That's an option for you guys to think about. And having come into business 35 years ago, the loans were non-qualifying, non-escalating, right? So they had the NQNE. They always use those little acronyms. At that point, you could take over anybody's loan for any reason. And then that changed. So what you're living in now with loans are the ones that are assumable but qualifying. So it could be an option for you. And if you need to know how to do it, I got a lot of experience at that. I'm more than happy to help you with it. All right, thank you so
And I
much.
think the class, I think, is the Internet Cafe, right? Okay, Internet Cafe at 12 p.m. And then Lynn will go over the seller's
Seller
property
disclosure.
disclosure.
Yes.
Okay?
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
The dream team.
Thank you.
Y'all have some exciting news for us today. Tell us about it.
Lots of exciting news today. Come on over, buddy. You may have gotten a memo. We are doing our customer service CE class today at noon in here. And prior to that, since it's not raining, we'll have the paddy wagon here cooking some hamburgers and some hot dogs and things like that for everybody. So that's the fun stuff. There's really no silver bullet in the mortgage business right now. No new programs, no new magic, no new anything, right? So what we wanted to do today was share some success stories that we're having with agents from this office. So I have a closing today at 4. An agent from here who called me and said she went to this lender because the lender promised her she had this loan program for her. Didn't materialize. This was a lady who was just divorced, a 3-year-old and a 5-year-old. She's getting no spousal support at all. She works so hard, she works a second job, and we're closing her today at 4 o'clock. And we're closing her in about 11 days, I believe so, and I cannot wait to get there to meet her.
So my little success story that's, some optimism and enthusiasm is last Friday, I got a phone call, kind of just to recap the story. I've been working with a client who's been working with me, but also working with another lender. This happens, trying to figure out the best solution, totally acceptable. I had her in an FHA loan because it made sense based off of her story and scenario. The other lender was telling her conventional is the best way to go. The difference between me and the other lender is we do our upfront underwriting. So all the underwriting we do in advance before you're under contract. So I knew exactly which loan program would be best for her based on her scenario. Actually, what I did and the thing that actually kind of turned this tides here was I got on the phone call with the other lender. That doesn't happen often. I usually don't do that. But I got on the phone call with the other lender because I wanted to make sure that our client was safe. And I say our client because I'm happy whichever way she goes, but if it makes sense to go with the other lender, sure. I just wanted to be sure she was protected, would close on the home, would keep her earnest money. After my conversation with the other lender actually advised the client to go with me to close on time and to secure her earnest money and get the house.
And not go conventional.
And not go with,
Because
exactly.
they couldn't approve it conventional.
Exactly. They didn't do their underwriting up front, so that was the difference.
Way to go, Lynn. Yeah.
Good.
So I don't know how to follow that up. I got to deal with Katie Staples right now. We're doing the first and second, so it's a little intricate. But so our borrower, it's a $925,000 contract price, and our borrower only wanted to put down 10%. So to stay out of the jumbo market, we set up a first and second. So a 10% down with us, and then the second mortgage company will cover the other 10%. So it's a really good way to stay out of the jumbo market. Stay out of the
stay away from jumbo rates.
Stay away from jumbo rates.
I bet it
Big
costs
time.
them a lot less.
You got
Yeah.
much less. It's a much better situation than being in the jumbo market. Jumbo guidelines, everything that comes with jumbo is tough. So we got to stay conventional underwriting, conventional processing, and we're closing next week. So
What did you appraise at?
the appraisal came in at $1,037,000. Contract for $925,000. So
Awesome.
good work on Katie's part there.
Yeah.
It's a big win.
Y'all come eat some hamburgers and hot dogs, Gerald.
Love it. So make sure you stick around afterwards. We've got contract class. We've got continuing education class. We'll have the Supreme Paddy Wagon outside of the back lot. And that's about it. Let's keep going.
That's it. There we go. Okay, let's jump back into our page. On page 13. We're talking about inviting people. Cara,
What's
Oh.
going on with inviting people? How do we do this?
I love this. So let's look in the booklet, and then I'm going to run you guys through a scenario that you can take for your seminars and your events, all right? So you're with me, page 13. So first things first, the number of attendees will be in direct proportion to the number of people you invite. Well, that's not rocket science, right? So look at this. Set up the registration form. Best practice is to use a publicly searchable platform such as Eventbrite for single seminars or Meetup. So y'all, if you have not familiarized yourself with Eventbrite, we use it consistently here in the Market Center. You can create a free event where it costs absolutely nothing for people to attend. You can also charge for your events if you want to have a little skin in the game. You can do that all through Eventbrite. But what we're going to talk about right now is inviting your database. This also goes for inviting your neighborhood. This goes for whomever it is you're inviting, right? And all of these people should be in your database. Let me bring this forward. If we've ever coached together, sat together, if you've ever told me you're going to host an event, we've probably had this conversation. But just in case, we're going to go over it today. Okay. Thank you, Michael, for the direction. Okay, so get ready to take some notes. We're going to go through this quickly, and then if you've got questions, we can talk about this after the fact. Are you with me? Feel free to take a photo. So here's the thing, guys. Seminars are amazing, and in order to maximize your brand awareness and the work and the dollars that you are going to invest, here's what I want you to look at. We're going to go ahead and set the date for our event. Are you with me? We're going to set the date. And then what we're going to do is we're going to work backwards 8 weeks. Now this plan will give you an additional 1 to 2 weeks of extra time. So if you find yourself running behind, that's okay, you can still do this. And if you've got more than enough time, hey, great, you can actually put in some extra touches. So the first thing that we're going to do, we've chosen our event, we've worked back 8 weeks. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to call our database, and we're going to give them an information and sort of a save the date. Hey, by the way, I've got great news. I'm hosting a home seller seminar, and I know you're not quite ready, but I know it's on the horizon for you in the next 12 months. This is an event you're not going to want to miss. Just want to let you know I'm going to be sending out a save the date. It's going to be on August 4th, 10 a.m., whatever the information is. We're going to call people. Why do you think we're going to call them? Well, because we need to make sure we have their phone number. This is also a great opportunity to get their most updated email address and home and business address. Okay, so this is an opportunity to update your database. It's also a really soft touch. There's no pressure here. You're calling to give value. All right, your second week, so this is 1 touch per week. That's why we call it an 8x8. Your second week, you're going to email them to save the date. I've got great news. You have Command, which has designs. You have Canva, which makes free graphics. There are all these resources where you can create a save the date in 15 minutes or less. Okay, you're going to go ahead and send that out via email, and that's going to go to your database. That's week 2. Week 3, we're going to go ahead and text that same image that we emailed, and we're going to confirm receipt. Hey, so-and-so, just checking to make sure that you received my email on this date, inviting you to the seminar that we talked about. I'm so excited to see you there. And then you can actually put the image in there and say, just in case you missed the email, here it is. Are you with me so far? Are we tracking? Okay, does this sound like something you could actually do? Please say yes. Let's do one of these. Yes, awesome. Week 4, we're actually going to mail out an invite. Now, if you are using Eventbrite, we don't need to mail anything unless this is something more intimate. Believe it or not, think about the last time you got an actual invitation in the mail. Can you remember when? Yeah, exactly, because it almost never happens. I will tell you this, if you are looking to create an event that is 50 people or less, an invitation will go a really, really long way. If you're looking for scalability, then that's not necessarily something that we have to do. And again, you can take this out, and then move your timeline up. So you've got some options and wiggle room in here. All right, the following week, week 5, we're gonna email an RSVP reminder. That also means in our invitation or in our Eventbrite, there is a deadline to RSVP. Y'all, create some FOMO. If I believe that there are only a certain number of spots or I only have a certain amount of time to RSVP, do you think I'm more or less likely to RSVP and attend? More likely, exactly. So create a little bit of that FOMO. I'm smiling because Dawn's in the back of the room and she's definitely learned this from me. All right, your next step, so your 6th week, you're going to call or text anyone who has not RSVP'd. okay? So you've got your list, right? Separate from if you put it out to social media, you've got a list of people you have targeted. This is a really great opportunity to say, hey, I'm so sorry. You know, I want to make sure I got the best email and contact info. Were you able to get the invitation? I'd really love to see you, right? Come from a place of value. If anything, we're going to say, and that's okay. If this doesn't work, how can I support you? What can I do for you? Right? Take this as an opportunity to make a deposit into people so that you can later make that withdrawal, right? Then we're looking at week number 7. We're going to confirm and finalize with an email. So we're just actually going to send, if you decide to use something like a paperless post, for example, you're deciding to keep it all digital, you can actually send a message to everyone that has said yes, everyone that has said no, or everyone that is on the maybe, right? So take this time to actually check in with all of your maybes, and you can even affirm your yeses and just say, hey, we're so excited to see you. Okay, so that's week 7. Week 8, we're gonna go ahead and send a text to everyone that has said yes, okay? And what you're noticing is that even if you're using Eventbrite, even if you're using a paperless post, there's something about showing up on their phone that keeps you top of mind. If we allow all the interwebs, the social medias and everything to do the heavy lifting, I can almost guarantee you that your show rate is not gonna be so great. So there's nothing like having your name pop up. And for those of you that love videos, you can substitute any of these texts with videos, right? Like Deanna's phenomenal at a video. I would love to get a video for you saying, hey, I'd love to see you next week. Because that really is the final thing here. It's, hey, I can't wait to see you. Just in case you missed it, here are the final information for the event, right? So this is 1 step a week. And depending on how many people you have, I mean, you could invite 5 people a day. And for an entire week, you've got the same people that you reach out to every single day that week. Does that make sense? Again, this is a model. This is a system. So if you decide that you want to do 6 touches, do 6 touches. If you want to do 8 or if you want to do 10, go ahead and do it. The event itself is going to be a touch. And bonus points, follow up with everyone that came, which means that when they show up, you actually have to capture their information, right? We know as agents that the fortune is in the follow-up, right? So what's one thing that we could do after the event to stay in relationship with people?
Yeah, so that's number 6. We'll get there.
Okay, we're gonna get there.
We're so close. We're so close.
And again, don't just throw a seminar, don't just throw an event, do it right.
What do y'all think about that?
Was this helpful?
Pretty simple. Pretty simple.
Is this something you could do?
Yes.
Awesome.
Love it. So this is with your sphere, working with your sphere. Okay, number 4 is understand there's people outside of your sphere that you might want to invite to these things. Okay, so what are you doing as far as Facebook ads? Are you doing any pay-per-clicks on Google? How else are you marketing the event? Because if it's an event that's going to be scalable for the general population, well then invite as many people as you can and add more people to your sphere. So page 14 kind of goes through just a list of how you can market your event and different avenues you can market it. Gives an example, page 15, on how to build a social media ad. Again, command, you can go into command and build all these ads. So it's all there for you. Excuse me. Okay, so contacting registered guests, sending a follow-up with registration right away to increase attendance. So if you're doing Eventbrite, you'll see people log in on Eventbrite. It'll send you an email. Michael Crute is bringing 20 people to your event. Reach out to Michael Crute and just say, hey, thanks for coming. A simple text or a simple email or phone call saying, hey, looking forward to anything I can do for you before you get here, right? So here's just a simple way to just increase attendance. Step 5, hosting the seminar. This is the moment you've built towards. I'm on page 17. Time to host your seminar. Whether you are leading a seminar on wealth building through real estate to investors or an introduction to the buyer process for first-time home buyers, your goal is the same. Host a memorable event that feeds your database with new leads. I want y'all to do something for me. That last sentence, host a memorable event that feeds your database with new leads. I want you to strike out the word event, and I want you to write the word experience. Strike out the word event and write the word experience. What experience can you create for people when they come into your environment that's going to change the way they're thinking, that's going to lead them to whatever your call to action is for that event or experience. And then 8 tips for winning seminars. I'm not going to go through those. You all can read those. But basically, it's just you've got to prepare a lot more than you realize. When you're putting these things on, you need to really step back and take some time and think through exactly what's going to be said, how you're going to say it, what the environment is, what music are you going to play before, what music you're going to play after. When you come to Market Matters, how many of y'all agree that's an event or experience? Okay? Do you know how much time is involved with picking out the songs that are played before that event? Every piece of that event is constructed, and we do not overlook any detail. Even if you all look, when you come in July, look at the lighting. The lighting is strategic as to what lights are on and what lights are off to create an experience in which you're going to be there to learn and grow. Okay? So understand, like, with the things that you host, create the environment for them to be receptive to whatever information you're providing. Make sense? Number 6, follow up. So following up with your attendees. If attendees were not automatically added to your database, add them with tags for which seminar they attended and any notes about what they are interested in the seminar. Contact everyone who attended the seminar, and then add every attendee to follow-up plans after that. Follow up on your no-shows as well. Contact everybody who didn't come, and then add them to an 8x8 campaign after that. And that gives you example scripts in there on page 18 as to how you can use to follow up. The greatest part of an event or a seminar are the touches, okay? The touches before and the touches after. Even if they don't come, that's still your opportunity to say, hey, sorry we missed you, our next one is X, okay? That's also a thing too. When you host an event, have the next one planned, because at the end of that event, you can say, now pull out your phones, our next one will be next, and they can go ahead and put it on their phones, okay? And then step 7, prospect and market between events. The value of your seminars continues even after the event, but only if you choose to use the content for prospecting and marketing. Use video clips and images to promote your brand as a market expert between seminars and as a funnel to attract more people to your seminar. So there you go, virtual events, and it gives in-person events kind of some tips there. So those are your 7 steps. Towards the end, you will get the digital format. These are a little kind of blurred out for some reason, but this steps you through like any part that we've talked through, how to do it in command step by step, are those last few pages of your playbook. Okay, so at your table, review again, what seminar would you like to do? She started with what group that you thought might be most advantageous, and then after you've gone through all this, what seminar are you going to be doing in the next few months? So at your table, what seminar are you going to be doing at your the next few months, and then pick a date as to when you want to do that. Just a month. Okay, 30 seconds. Okay, 3, 2, 1.
So John Mark, what's going on at First Atlanta? What's coming up?
I'm not sure. Real quick though, let's just any ahas from the seminars. Any ahas from the seminar that we talked about today? What are your ahas?
You can go to Keller Inc. and get the presentation that is already done.
Yeah.
Love that. Go to Keller Inc. and you can get those presentations.
Everything's already made. you guys are out there looking for like something, it's like, just email me or email Cara. It's already made. It's already out there. So what are some other ahas?
Just follow the plan.
Just follow the plan. That's it. That's it. Just follow the playbook, follow the plan. Again, if you've not incorporated this into your business as a lead generation strategy, do it. This is a phenomenal way to get a ton of leads quickly, and now you have the playbook to do that. So here we go. Hey, what's going on First Atlanta?
Super exciting. We got a lot of fun things that we're going to go through really quickly. Hi, amazing training calendar, including today. We got a contracts class after this, and we've got a continuing education class with Supreme. Again, tap in, so kwfa.info, you have our calendar on there. Take advantage because we have incredible speakers, incredible classes. We've really doubled down on your training going into the rest of this year.
There we go. And
Yeah.
then Market Matters again, register for Market Matters. You need to know what's going on in the market. I guarantee this is one you're not going to want to miss because we now see come the next couple of years as to what's going on with the market, what's going on with the numbers, and how you all can gauge your business for what's coming up with the market. So join us for Market Matters. Scan the QR code right now on your page or scan the QR code there. Go and register for Market Matters. Cool. And then the Fall Festival.
Oh, I'm so excited. How many of you took part in the Spring Festival, or Spring Fling?
Yeah, Spring
Yes.
Fling.
Oh, I love that.
So the Fall Festival is here, and it's going to be folly. There's going to be pumpkins, pumpkin spice. There's going to be
Hay rides.
Hay rides.
Everything. You ready?
There's going to be what?
Hay?
There's going to be pumpkin
something.
spice hay. It's going to be great. So here are. So if you're looking to do it, early bird special is $99 for a single agent, and there should be an email, or we'll be putting all this out to register for that. The early bird ends
When it ends.
And when it ends, I think it ends at the end of this month. I think it ends July or August 1st, but I'll double check on that. And then $149 after that, one for a team, 2 agents, and then $199 is the other pricing. So.
Just think about how much it's gonna cost you to put an event on.
Which is the
It's
question.
gonna be $99.
No, this is
I
great.
promise you.
Y'all, if you have thrown an event, throw out a number. How much does it cost you to actually put an event on for your clients? How much?
A lot more than that. 1,000, 2,000.
1,000, 2,000. I'll tell you, you're at a minimum of 1,500. Now, if you want to put together a fall event with a pumpkin patch, hay rides, all of the professional photos, all of that.
Where is the coffee bar?
Hello, a coffee bar. Y'all, you're looking at a $10,000 event. Let's just be real. One of the perks of being at First Atlanta is that we're putting this event on. We're partnering with incredible people, and the cost to you, if you're an individual agent, if you sign up, it's only $99. $99. So understand that, take advantage of this because this is going to be incredible. We had over 600 people at our spring fling.
Yep.
I'm just gonna say, just alone to pay the $99 to get their social. Everybody knows about social marketing and what a pain it is. They gave us 5 weeks of social marketing stuff. They gave us a video. So all that's already done, and you just throw it in on your social media.
And this time you're going to be getting 8 to 9 weeks.
Yeah, you don't even have to
So
have someone
this,
coming, and
y'all,
that
this
alone
is
makes
done
you look like a
for you.
professional.
Steven has already created this for you, and we are giving you more than enough time so that you can plan for it. So if you don't know what you're doing in the fall, great news, now you do.
There you
The
go.
professional family photos is a great way to do a touch-up afterwards. It was phenomenal.
So again, even if you're a brand new agent, this is a great touch for your sphere. To just have, hey, come join us at my client event party, okay? So everybody across the board, take advantage of this, $99. It is it'll be a quality event, and we will make sure it's a quality event, right? So your buy-in is very minimal to what the cost actually is for
How
this
do
event.
we sign up?
We will be putting that out either on Mission Control, or Steve will be doing an email probably today or tomorrow.
Most likely both.
Yeah.
And you can celebrate my anniversary in the city.
It will be here, but we're going to be doing the back parking lot this time versus the front.
It's gonna be amazing.
It will be. And today we have Melissa.
Last but certainly not least, Melissa, come on down.
What's up, Melissa? There she is. Let's pop her in. She needs an entrance song. Dun, 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 dun,
I'll just stand right here.
I love it.
Yes,
Yeah,
you can.
I love it.
I'm gonna run the mic to you.
I don't think I need it.
Okay.
Can everybody hear me all right?
Yeah.
All right, so kind of going off the lenders, how they were talking about things. Had an agent this week from this office that called me and said, hey, we've had an inspection. I'm trying to understand some stuff about pre-existing conditions because we had had a conversation a couple of months ago about like just general overall warranty coverage with First American. So we start talking about it. I'm like, well, what did the inspection say? And it had to do with HVAC. So there's a lot of things that can be an unknown pre-existing condition because they're not taking the systems apart, right? But then there are some things that could be very well known as a pre-existing. If you show up, the system has mold all on the outside of the fins, it looks like a baseball bat's been to it, and there's liquid all around, that's gonna be a pre-existing condition at that point in time. Or they could say, hey, we can't check the heating, there could be issues, you know, unit is getting towards its end of life. If there is something, you're not gonna know because they're not taking the furnace apart to look at it. So understanding that with First American, we cover unknown pre-existing conditions. We can't always guarantee 100%, you know, if that is something, but that is what we say, you know, we say that that's there for. If they do say on an inspection like, hey, unit should get looked at by a licensed technician getting towards its end of life, we're covering it. That's what, you know, let's say you get it looked at by a licensed technician, they put a half pound of Freon in it, or they did a cleaning, unit is heating properly, and all of a sudden something happens 2 days after closing, First American, that policy goes on to effect the day of closing for the buyers. So y'all's systems, the prices have gone up, but understanding that with each, and I say this every time because I want it to sink in, I'm here for y'all to answer questions, just like your lenders and closing attorneys are there. Each one is different, you know. Do you have 42-year-old systems that somehow are still working? They were made really well then, maybe they don't get used all the time, they service twice a year, and it's awesome. We're gonna cover it, there's not an age limit. There's also not a dollar limitation to HVAC with First American, and that is the absolute most expensive thing you can replace in your home right now. So just reach out to me. I'd love to be able to talk to you. If your clients still have more questions, I can talk to them too. I'm not afraid. Y'all can connect us, and I'm happy to try to answer those questions, but it's that budget protector to help them reduce the cost of repairs and replacements in a home that they're moving into that they have nothing else besides a guy or gal spending 3 hours there overlooking something. So, you know, where are we? We have no limit to the number of systems. There was one that had 4 systems. We're gonna cover it. We're not gonna say, oh, A and D are covered because you gave us those numbers and B and C are not. So just know what the coverage is, know how it works. Don't oversell something like, get a home warranty. It covers everything and you never have to buy anything again. It's your perfect fix for, let's say, $600 a year. So just know that. I'm here, we are seeing them coming back. We're seeing them coming back especially towards the end in negotiations. But talk to your homeowners, your buyers about it before. We do have seller's coverage too. So is it a house that you know has a bunch of old stuff that somebody's like, probably gonna have some questions, probably gonna need some stuff. And that coverage can transfer right over to the buyers the day of close. So I'm here, I appreciate your business, and I've worked with so many of you. Those that I haven't, I think others can testify. I will answer my phone, my email, or text. So, you know, just talk about it. We will have some new product rolling out towards the fall, and I'll definitely be back in touch with y'all on that. But we're just basically taking and putting a new bundle to where it'll be, hey, I want the absolute top of the line coverage, etc. This is what I want. So yeah, that's kind of about it. I don't know if anybody has a quick question or comment. Let me know. I do. You got it, Denise.
Thank you so
Awesome.
much,
Thanks,
Melissa. So
Melissa.
y'all pick her brain while she's here.
She's amazing.
Now make sure you grab your seat for the CE, and then we'll be heading out to the paddy wagon and coming on back in here.
So real quick, has this been helpful today?
Yeah.
Okay. Can I ask a favor? Can I ask a favor? Do what?
You want to review?
We'll take a testimonial, sure.
There are a lot of agents right now who are struggling. They're struggling really bad because they have chosen not to lean into education. They have chosen not to go back to the basics. And because of that, their business is suffering drastically. But for you all in this room, you all come week after week and absorb this and continue to grow. So I would like for you in this room today at some point to just post on social media maybe one thing you took away from team meeting, or maybe someone that you can invite to team meeting next week. Because there are people, there are agents out there that really need help, and they're not looking to the most obvious place, team meeting, for that help. So at this point right now, NRA has dropped 66,000 agents, and that's going to continue to decline.
So let's help our other brothers and sisters in our community to support them by inviting them to events, inviting them to team meetings, but just help me with that. Can y'all do that?
And to market matters.
Yeah, and to market matters. So we're here, we're your resource. We want to see you all be successful. And for those of you in this room, you guys are doing that. And I'm seeing it in your all's numbers. So if you all ever need anything at all, Cara and I are more than willing to sit down with you one-on-one, go through your business. But just thank you all so much for investing yourselves in coming to team meeting every week. So you guys are awesome. Go get some burgers.
Have a great day,
thanks.
everybody.